Welcome back to Metal Gear Solid 5, The Goblet of Fire.
You are getting desperate on names if you're using Harry Potter now.
I don't even think that was the fifth one. I should have used the fifth one. But I don't know what the fifth one is.
I couldn't tell you.
This is the... I hate this mission.
What, we're not going to do all the total stealth and extreme missions?
No.
Why not? Or the
Because
substance?
we've already seen them. A special shout out to Extreme Back Up, Back Down, aka the worst mission.
Unfortunately, that meant our informant drew the attention of the KGB's Directorate S, and they took him out before we could make contact. The good news is he placed a report in a film canister and hid it somewhere in Spookmake Keep. Just before he died, he transmitted VI of the hiding place to us, but the data was cut off partway through. The image is far from clear, but it might provide the clue you need. We'll be analyzing the data further to try to clear it up, but for now, get to Spookmake Keep. The KGB have already dispatched a Spetsnaz squad to retrieve that film canister and cover the whole thing up. Boss, there's no time to waste. Head to Spookmake Keep and use the VI as a clue to find and retrieve that target. Why was Sahelanthropus mobile? How are the man on fire and that kid connected to Skullface's plan? If we can just get that report, we can blow it all wide open. Then we can shake off the last remnants of Skullface and the phantoms he left behind.
So this mission's pretty dumb, in my opinion.
I don't remember it. Although I'm beginning to realize there's a pattern here with me in Chapter 2.
Yeah. No, this is the one where you have to look for, some data that they left behind. It's completely random where it could end up. There's, 3 or 4 spots that it can be. And there's a group of, really heavily armed, dudes at Spookmake Keep, or Spook Me Keep, as I like to call it. So it's, there's 2 ways of doing it. Sneak in and look in all 3 places, which I think is actually pretty tough to do. Or go in, guns blazing and murder everyone, which can be kind of troublesome.
I just murder everyone.
So yeah, I've now since S-ranked every single level in the game, and this one was actually pretty easy. And the ones that I think were the most difficult were Back Up, Back Down, both versions, because that level's bad and I hate it. And what was the other one? Extreme Metallic Arcade gets a shout out because that one was also a pain in the ass. And
which one is Metallic Archaea? I know that has to do with the skull unit.
Yeah, that's the one where you're with Code Talker and the helicopter goes down.
Oh yeah. Well, that one's short. It's just they're really tough.
Yeah, they're really tough, especially on Extreme.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing that I learned in that one was that was the first time I've ever actually found a use for D-Walker. Because I tried doing it just rockets and everything like that, which takes a really long time. But then I switched tactics and was like, you know what, let me try out D-Walker. And, him with the Gatling guns took them down in, seconds.
That's what I did.
Very easy, actually. Once I got the hang of it, but it gets a special shout out for being hard if you don't use D-Walker. Shot that guy, a rocket right up that guy's butthole.
Yeah, I remember this one. Then you got to look over all the pillars and everything. And
yeah, there's 3 places it can be. It's usually in a pillar somewhere. This one, I've never gotten this to happen, where it is actually currently situated.
Yeah.
Have you gone back to Ground Zeroes since Phantom Pain came out?
No. I've heard that Ground Zero is actually much harder than Phantom Pain.
I would say so, yeah. I definitely had a lot harder time S-ranking everything in that game compared to this game.
Because I've heard stuff like the line of sight for the soldiers on Ground Zeroes are much higher. Like Camp Omega soldiers, they have much higher
on
line of
the
sight.
hard missions, yeah. I wouldn't say just in general.
Their what is it? Their reflex mode is I don't know, half a second or something shorter.
Yeah, reflex mode is very short in that game, yeah. Because you can upgrade it in this game.
And, just the fact that there's not a lot of weapon variety or whatnot as well.
Yeah, I would actually say that Ground Zeroes was definitely a lot harder. And you don't have like a battle dress or anything like that.
Yeah, there's no customization, no fun unit. Well, you got the Solid Snake outfit, you got Raiden.
But you can and Gray Fox, but you can only use them in their specific levels.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping you were going to let it come to a stop.
Well, I did.
Well, like, I don't know, let him get out and be like, the fuck was that?
So, where this is that I'm looking for, it's in a pot on the ground. And I'd never seen it there. It's usually in one of these pillars.
Yeah, I remember it being in the pillars.
See, eventually they'll actually, like, say, "Alright, Snake, you're taking too long. Here's a picture of actually where it is."
I need to tell you about enemy gunships.
Yeah. And plants. You know I love plants, boss.
You've completed your objective. Now get out of the
Yeah, it was essentially an accident that I found that.
Has been updated.
Well, I mean, he was alive.
I don't know how.
You know what they say.
Clean exit. Left no traces behind.
No one will ever know I'm here.
I don't know what the hell that voice was.
Exfiltrated
Alright,
hot zone.
you're out of the hot zone. No enemy forces in pursuit. Mission complete.
Oh! See, that mission, if when you don't know where, like, it is, it's really annoying.
Detected.
Also, you'll notice I've stopped caring about
Mission complete.
the tasks. That's it, I just stopped caring. Act 2, I want it to get done as quick as possible, and I don't feel like, that one, it's like, you have to go find this dude that's being held captive in a base, like, not even near Spookmay Keep, and if you take too long, the guys will find the canister. So, it's like, I just don't feel like doing that. How come these guys get, stealth camo?
I guess to make it more difficult.
Now, here's the thing that I think we've said this before, but I think if Metal Gear Survive were to somehow tie into the Wandering Mother Base Soldier missions, I think I would actually give that game, like, props.
Yeah, I would,
if they were to tie it into that and also maybe fill in some gaps in Phantom Pain, like maybe restore some of the cut content.
Maybe make the final final boss Philanthropist or something.
Something like that.
Quiet.
Yeah, ever since you showed me that last time when we were doing this, I've been obsessing over the Chico concept art. Like, that looks like it would have been the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, I remember you weren't really too interested in it when I originally showed you it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really wish that he was in this game.
It looks like he would have been, like, a support buddy. I think I texted you this, but I think that he might have been part of the, like, planned Camp Omega thing.
Yeah, that would have been really cool if he was, like, at Camp Omega.
Yeah, like, he took over Camp Omega and it was, like, all dilapidated and shit. That's how that's how I'm picturing it. Like, you would have went back to Camp Omega, maybe did a mission or two, and then oh, there's some guy, a hooded red guy, and he's got like a sword, and his face is all messed up. Kind of looks like Skullface. Wonder who that guy is. And then you fight him, and then you take him back to Mother Base, and it's Chico. And then you can just use him like Quiet.
Or you could just make Quiet Chico.
No.
Yeah.
I still don't understand why people thought that.
I mean, there was evidence to suggest.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like Snake is Gray Fox. Well, let's see what Paz is up to if we can get in her room. Snake.
Oh, Snake.
Look at this photograph. Every time I do, makes me laugh.
Chico. I wonder what he thinks.
Oh, that was good timing, actually.
Yeah.
I've not seen him lately. Maybe he is angry. There is something I'm hiding from Chico.
But yeah, like I think if Metal Gear Survive were to like maybe
There was.
restore the concept art for Chico and put him in the game, I think that would be cool too.
It was.
Yeah.
Now it says it's non-canon, but I don't think that they should have done that. I think they should have kept it in a different dimension, but still keep it canon. Like that is what happens to the Mother Base soldiers.
I don't know.
At
I'll
least
wait
some
and
of
see
them.
for Survive. When is
Yeah.
that supposed to come out?
I have no clue.
It's
It's not like I'm exactly on the edge of my seat waiting for it.
I mean, I'm on the complete opposite of the edge of my seat. I'm in someone else's seat, sitting down very comfortably.
Yeah, I'm at the back of the theater waiting to leave.
Yeah, like, it has a lot to fucking prove before I
mean, it's being made by people who made this game, and it's running on Fox Engine, so I'm like, I think it'll be competent at least.
Boss, as we suspected, the mastermind behind the kid's escape was Eli. It's hard to believe, but apparently he'd been plotting an armed uprising against us. He could be hiding something else, too. Ocelot's gonna press him for answers. Get back here as quick as you can.
Where is
I told you, your father's not here.
that back?
Yes, they're back. But don't get any bright ideas. Your quarters are under full surveillance. Your weapons privileges have been suspended. No more uprisings for you. Did you really think it would be that easy, Commander? You'll get your boys back. Hell, even see the boss, too.
But first, I need to know what you sent them to do.
They wanted to leave.
To their homelands.
They wanted to go home. That's all.
So they were just homesick then.
Not quite. Militia warlords, PFs, the armies that murdered their families. Cousins, brothers, parents. They all had someone they wanted to kill. I told them, last chance to face the world with no regrets.
Last chance.
You better be ready for your drag back here. Ready to face the world as enemies.
No!
It just makes me sad now.
Yeah, this cutscene is pretty fucking great.
Because that's liquid there. That's
Yep,
that's like Metal Gear Solid 1 liquid.
yep.
I'm not like you! Goodbye, Father. I don't need you anymore.
Damn Konami
Yep.
or Kojima, I don't know who to blame.
I'm blaming both of you.
God damn it, Pequod!
Do you think one of those kids could still be driven?
No, I do not think one of those kids. That's just racist. It's like, there's black kids. Must be driven. The only other black character in the series.
Or did Eli just rig it to stir up the boys? Either way, he had to have been planning for this all along. Bidding farewell to the world.
So that's like the most goddamn disappointing thing in this entire game.
Because it will never be solved.
I mean, it kinda is, but not in the game. It was going to be.
Mm-hmm. But then someone fucked up, whether it's Kojima or Konami, I don't know. And we will never know.
I think at one point we'll know. I think at one point Kojima, like maybe 10 years down the line, will be like, yeah, here's what happened. Here's what we were gonna do. What do you think Konami could do to win back your trust? I was thinking about this, and I think that the thing that they could do that would absolve them of some of their sins would be the next game, like maybe Metal Gear Solid 6 or whatever the next main series game is, should be a remake of Metal Gear 1 and 2.
I mean, I was saying that from the beginning, that the next game naturally needs to be Metal Gear 1 and 2.
I have a feeling that's what it was going to be. I think Kojima was probably going to pass the reins on to someone else, and then they were going to do that.
Perception. You mean moving objects without touching them, knowing what cards somebody's holding up. Psychic powers? Come on. I thought that was just another bunch of disinformation aimed at the West. Just bear with me a second. One type of ESP is telepathy. It's the ability to know another person's thoughts through non-verbal means. You're saying Eli read our minds? It's the only idea that doesn't involve someone getting to him. Ocelot. Look, Psi research isn't some hocus pocus. It's all evidence-based, scientific. There's gotta be another explanation. Maybe one of the kids stuck a note to your back. I hope that's the case. But I am convinced that they have, or Eli has, a connection to some force we have yet to identify. You better watch yourself, boss. How am I supposed to do that? If he is depending on something for help, well, that's his Achilles heel. If you can figure out what that something is, you might be able to use it against him. I'll keep that in mind. Oh, and the medical team is looking after the kids left on Mother Base. For the moment, they don't seem too panicked. But boss, get this. Eli got those kids to plot their armed uprising as a diversion. Also, he could steal Sahelanthropus and escape. That Brad got us good. Set us up and knocked us down. And then there's that mystery kid who was with Eli. Those two working together, I'd say things won't be over for a long time yet.
Let's see, what else can we have Ocelot talk to us about?
Boss, we've got the results of Eli's genetic tests. We can finally put this worry behind us.
We used the PCR technique and conducted DNA fingerprinting of the copied DNA sequences. Neither is mainstream science yet, but the concepts and procedures are sound. Both tests say there is 0% chance that the two of you are blood relatives, meaning the results are negative. He's not your son.
Don't interrupt my subtitles, please.
He's just another person.
It was 12 years ago that Zero made plans to clone you. Eli's age and appearance certainly are a good fit. I admit the first time I saw him, I did a double take. But it looks like we were worried for nothing. Eli isn't your clone. Though you might still have one somewhere out there.
But if Eli
This is a complete misdirection, he is.
Yeah, it's a red herring.
Not to mention having one hell of an attitude for his age.
I don't know. Learning the truth about himself, cursing the fact he's a clone, bearing a grudge against selfish adults, and coming to hate who he was cloned from. Big boss. If that were really the case, I could understand it. I might even feel a bit sorry for him. But no clone could have a totally different DNA fingerprint. And the test left no room for error. You yourself were there when we drew Eli's blood sample.
Come to think of it, when we went
Who
to
keeps
locate
leaving these
Zero,
diamonds
he
around?
snuck onto a chopper and
We
was
need
there.
these.
Yeah.
He was acting strange.
Do you think it's Ocelot just tossing diamonds around, like waiting, giving something for Boss to do?
Exactly when we
Maybe he suspected something when we drew the sample, not knowing what we were doing to him, and becoming mistrustful of us.
Hard to say. Eli's had an attitude problem from day one.
So what is he then?
Well, if he's gonna tell us that himself, we'll need to get him to open up more first.
Well, too bad we can never do that, because, you know...
He's gone and we'll never see him again.
Ever.